Hey, that was great. Should we do the Scooby-Doo ending? Nice one, Shaggy. I tell you what, doing the wibbly wobbly effect really does take it out of you. But anyway, we're back here with me, Jenny Kirk, and we're going to do another unboxing and review video. And it's another find that I've got comparatively recently. Actually, it's been sat on my to film pile for a little while. But we finally got round to it. And this is 38601, and this is one of Bachmann's new grain wagons. 21-ton grain hopper BR grey, and this is the tops one, and that's because as everybody knows, at least you should know by now, because if you've been paying attention to these videos you will know that I have a thing for sort of late 70s, early 80s BR tops period stuff, and lots of pre-grouping stuff and anything that's shiny. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this little baby. It's quite expensive. Now, it's one of the fairly new release Bachmann wagons. We can see there, it cost me £19.50, and that was probably about the best that you were going to get it for. So, pretty expensive wagon, but let's take a good close look at this and see what we've got ourselves. Now, I always remember as a kid, with my father's old Hornby 00 collection, we had a whole load of the super detail grain wagons, and they always did intrigue me. Well, finally, we've got a modern world, high quality tooled replacement for those Hornby 00 grain wagons. Strictly speaking, it's not the same diagram of wagon, but you know, who's really checking? Now, Bachmann, way back when, did do a grain wagon, and I think it was a leftover from the old mainline or replica railways range. Not sure which, but that said, it was really quite a poor model by comparative standards, and it slipped out of the Bachmann range probably nearly 15 years ago. I think the last release of the old grain wagon was a weathered Hague whiskey release, which I actually do have. I didn't think it was too bad for its time, but this really does knock the little pink bobby socks off that previous Bachmann offering. What we can see here is we've got the classic curved profile of the grain wagons, but then the slab-sided hopper going in at the bottom. And to be honest with you, it looks pretty good to me. In fact, almost to the point where these sliding hatch covers do actually look like they could slide. I'm just going to test that. No, they don't actually slide, but they look like they could. And that's really what we want with these things. The detail of the moulding is very crisp and very delicate. I mean, looking at some of these stanchions underneath the wagon, they look, well, very easy to damage, so I'm going to be quite careful handling this. It is quite a robust wagon, but you don't really want to put it to the test. But you can see a lot of daylight under there, and unlike the Hornby 00 model, you don't have webbing in body colour looking pretty naff, detracting from everything to give the wagon some inherent strength. On the underside of the wagon, we've got the tie bars between the axle boxes. That's something which should appear on a lot of wagons, but only more recently have models started to appear with the tie bars intact. Brake shoes, well, there's only 4 on this. They're not clasp brakes, they're just on the end sides of each axle, but they do line up, and that's really what you would expect, because what's the point in brake blocks which don't touch the wheel? Again, as per a lot of comparatively recent offerings from Bachmann and other manufacturers, the underframe detail is very, very good. We've got the rendition of the hopper, but also the actual underframe supports and stanchions and cross members, and, well, a lot of detail which, quite frankly, seems to be on a hiding to nothing. When are you going to see this? And I say this time and time again. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that, you know, it's maybe going above and beyond the call of duty. Couplings are in them pockets, straight shank couplings, which means that they should be a pretty easy switch out for something like KDs. We've got a lot of separately applied detail. We've got these, I think they're steps or something. Yeah, I suspect they're steps for allowing access to these hatch, or certainly to that hatch. They're all separately applied. Brake rigging is separately applied. We've got some discharge hopper handles there, separately applied. All the brake rigging is separately applied. There's a wealth of separate detail here. We've got the covers on top of the hopper and end ladders. Now, in terms of the printing, it's a uniform overall light grey, and this is a similar grey to what some of the 16-ton mineral wagons have been released in, which is not quite the grey of the 1950s and 60s period. It seems to be a much lighter shade, but it does look quite nice. It's a wagon which would probably benefit from a little bit of weathering. But in terms of the printing, there is so much fine printing on here. I mean, with my poor eyesight, until I get the batteries in my eyes changed, I can't actually read half of that. But as I've said before, the quality of the tampo printing is of such a high calibre that I have every confidence that every single bit of this will be perfectly legible under magnification. Again, perhaps you could argue that's going above and beyond the call of duty, but it certainly makes a model which I cannot criticise. I would say it looks the part, it's got the right proportions, everything about it is brilliant. There's no visible seams where the moulding comes together, and overall I would say that is a good solid 9 out of 10 for this Bachmann offering. Now, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to tickle that like button down there somewhere. Oh, there you are. Because remember, every time you tickle that like button, I get a sherbet dib-dab. And I like sherbet dib-dabs because the sherbet makes me go really hyperactive. Oh look, Jenny is flying. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, you know the drill. Don't forget to take very good care of yourself. Yeah, that's right. Very, 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 very good care of yourself. And I'll see you next time. Take care for now.
What the hell are you on?
I don't know. It's like I'm having a sugar rush.